For centuries, the stories of Jesus have captivated humanity, tales of healing, hope, and the impossible made possible. But what if we could step beyond the words, beyond the pages, and truly witness these miracles unfold before our eyes? This is a journey through the Gospels, a visual exploration of the miracles of Jesus. From the bustling marketplace of Capernaum to the quiet shores of Galilee, we'll revisit these ancient accounts, bringing them to life with stunning imagery and heartfelt reflection. Join us as we delve into the extraordinary, the miraculous, and the enduring power of faith. Our journey begins in Cana at a simple wedding celebration. Music fills the air, laughter mingles with conversation, and joy abounds. But amidst the festivities, a problem arises, one that threatens to cast a shadow over the joyous occasion. The wine runs out. In this moment of potential embarrassment, Jesus' mother, Mary, turns to him. Perhaps she sees in him a solution, a glimmer of the divine power he possesses. Jesus, initially hesitant, ultimately agrees to intervene. What follows is nothing short of extraordinary. Water poured into jars is transformed into the finest wine, a testament to Jesus' compassion and a foreshadowing of the miracles to come. Imagine a vast crowd, thousands strong, gathered on a hillside. They have come from far and wide to hear Jesus' teachings, drawn by his words of hope and his message of love. As the day stretches on, hunger sets in, a pressing concern for such a multitude. Once again, Jesus is moved by compassion. He sees the hunger of the people, their need for sustenance, both physical and spiritual. In his hands, 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish, a meager offering, become a symbol of abundance. With a blessing, Jesus multiplies the food, enough to satisfy the hunger of every man, woman, and child present. This miracle, a testament to Jesus' divine power, leaves no one empty, demonstrating the boundless nature of his love. Jericho, a bustling city, teeming with life. Among the crowds, a blind man sits by the roadside, his world shrouded in darkness. He has known nothing but this perpetual night, cut off from the beauty and vibrancy of the world around him. Word reaches him of Jesus, a healer, a miracle worker. Hope flickers within him, a spark in the darkness. He calls out to Jesus, his voice a plea for mercy and a testament to his unwavering faith. Jesus, moved by the man's plight, stops. With a gentle touch and a few words, he restores the man's sight. The world explodes in a kaleidoscope of colors, a symphony of light and shadow. The man, once blind, now sees, his life forever changed by a single act of compassion. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. Betrayal, grief, and despair hang heavy in the air. Lazarus, a dear friend of Jesus, has died. His sisters, Martha and Mary, are consumed with sorrow, their home filled with the sounds of mourning. When Jesus arrives, he is met with their grief, their anguish palpable. Martha, in her sorrow, expresses her faith in Jesus, her belief in his power, even in the face of death. Jesus, deeply moved, approaches Lazarus' tomb, a place of darkness and finality. He calls out, his voice echoing through the silence, "Lazarus, come out!" And to the astonishment of all present, Lazarus emerges, alive, freed from the bonds of death. This miracle, the ultimate act of compassion, reaffirms Jesus' dominion over life and death. The Sea of Galilee, once again a stage for both beauty and danger. Jesus and his disciples aboard their boat are caught in a sudden, violent storm. The wind howls, the waves crash over the bow, and fear threatens to consume them. But amidst the chaos, Jesus sleeps soundly, seemingly unfazed by the tempest raging around him. The disciples, their fear reaching a fever pitch, wake him, their voices filled with desperation. "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" they cry out. Jesus, with a calmness that belies the surrounding chaos, rises. He rebukes the wind and commands the sea, "Quiet, be still." And just as suddenly as it began, the storm ceases. A profound peace descends, a testament to Jesus' power over nature itself. The scene unfolds in Capernaum, a bustling town on the shores of Galilee. People throng the streets, their voices a cacophony of sound. Inside a modest home, Jesus is teaching, his words drawing a large crowd. Among them, a group of men carries a paralytic, his body racked with ailment. Unable to reach Jesus through the throng, they climb onto the roof, their determination fueled by hope. Carefully, they lower the paralytic through an opening, laying him at Jesus' feet. Jesus, seeing their faith, speaks directly to the paralytic. "Take heart, son," he says, "your sins are forgiven." Then, with a word, he heals the man, restoring his body and spirit. The crowd, astonished, erupts in praise, witnessing the power of faith and forgiveness. And for 12 long years, she has suffered. The woman with the issue of blood, ostracized and isolated by her condition, lives a life shrouded in shame. She has sought healing from countless physicians, spending all she has, yet finding no relief. Then she hears of Jesus, a man of miracles, a beacon of hope. She believes that if she can just touch the hem of his garment, she will be healed. With unwavering faith, she pushes through the crowds, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and desperate hope. As Jesus passes, she reaches out and touches his cloak. Instantly, she feels the flow of blood cease, her body restored. Jesus, aware of the power that has gone out from him, turns to the woman. "Take heart, daughter," he says, "your faith has healed you." Imagine a small village nestled on the shores of Galilee. It is here that Jesus encounters a blind man brought to him by villagers hoping for a miracle. The man, his world shrouded in darkness, stands before Jesus, a picture of vulnerability and hope. Jesus, taking the man by the hand, leads him out of the village. He spits on the man's eyes and lays his hands upon him, asking, "Do you see anything?" The man, his vision beginning to return, describes what he sees, a blurry world of shapes and shadows. Not satisfied with this partial healing, Jesus touches the man's eyes again. This time, the man's sight is fully restored. He sees the world around him with breathtaking clarity, the smallest details coming alive before his eyes. This miracle, a testament to Jesus' compassion and power, reminds us that true healing is often a process, a journey of restoration. They lived on the fringes of society, outcasts, their bodies ravaged by leprosy. 10 lepers, their skin bearing the marks of their affliction, stand at a distance from Jesus, their voices raised in unison, a chorus of desperation and hope. "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us," they cry out. They have heard of his miracles, his willingness to heal, to embrace those shunned by others. Their plea is a testament to the power of faith, their last hope for a return to normalcy, to community. Jesus, moved by their plight, responds with compassion. "Go," he instructs them, "show yourselves to the priests." As they obey, their bodies are miraculously cleansed, their leprosy vanishing, leaving behind only healthy skin. The joy, the overwhelming relief is palpable. They are outcasts no more, welcomed back into the fold, their lives transformed by a single act of mercy. Capernaum, a Roman garrison town, a place where cultures and beliefs collide. A Roman centurion, a man of authority and discipline, finds himself humbled by circumstance. His servant, a cherished member of his household, lies gravely ill, close to death. The centurion, having heard of Jesus' reputation for healing, seeks him out. He approaches Jesus, his words a mixture of respect and desperation. He believes that Jesus possesses the power to heal his servant, even from a distance. Jesus is struck by the centurion's faith, a faith that transcends cultural and religious boundaries. "Go," Jesus tells him, "your faith has healed him." And at that very moment, the centurion's servant is miraculously restored to health. A scene of utter despair unfolds in the home of Jairus, a synagogue leader. His daughter, a young girl on the cusp of life, lies deathly ill. Jairus, desperate for a miracle, seeks out Jesus, his heart heavy with grief and fear. He falls at Jesus' feet, pleading for him to come and heal his daughter. Jesus, moved by the man's anguish, agrees to go with him. As they make their way through the crowded streets, a messenger arrives with devastating news: the girl has died. But Jesus, undeterred, turns to Jairus and says, "Don't be afraid, just believe." Upon reaching the house of mourning, Jesus enters the girl's room, accompanied only by her parents and his closest disciples. He takes her by the hand and speaks these words, "Talitha cum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." And miraculously, the girl opens her eyes and rises, restored to life. The Sabbath, a day of rest, a day of worship. Jesus enters the synagogue, a place of prayer and reflection. All eyes are upon him, some filled with admiration, others with suspicion. Among those present is a man with a withered hand, his body bearing the mark of infirmity. The Pharisees, ever watchful, eager to find fault with Jesus, observe him closely. They question him, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? Their intent is clear: to trap him, to turn his compassion into a transgression. But Jesus, seeing through their hypocrisy, responds with both wisdom and authority. He calls the man forward into the center of the gathering. "Stretch out your hand," he commands. The man obeys, his faith overcoming his fear, and as he does, his hand is completely restored. The Garden of Gethsemane, a place of quiet contemplation, now a scene of chaos and violence. Jesus, betrayed by Judas, is being arrested. The disciples, their fear palpable, react with a mixture of confusion and anger. Peter, impulsive and fiercely loyal, draws his sword, striking out at the high priest's servant, severing his ear. Violence begets violence, a cycle of pain and retribution, but Jesus, even in this moment of betrayal and capture, embodies compassion. He rebukes Peter's violence, his words a stark contrast to the surrounding chaos. Then he reaches out and touches the servant's ear, healing it instantly. This act of mercy, a testament to Jesus' unwavering love, serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, forgiveness and healing are possible. The miracles of Jesus, more than just historical accounts, offer us timeless lessons in faith, compassion, and the boundless nature of love. They remind us that hope can bloom even in the most desolate of circumstances, that healing is possible, and that faith, even as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains. These stories, passed down through generations, continue to inspire, to challenge, and to transform lives. They invite us to look beyond the surface, to delve deeper into the realm of the miraculous, and to embrace the possibility of the extraordinary. As we've journeyed through the Gospels, witnessing these miracles unfold, perhaps we've rediscovered the power of belief, the importance of compassion, and the enduring message of hope that lies at the heart of the Christian faith.